In the year 3024, Earth had become a sprawling metropolis that spanned continents, where technology blurred the lines between organic life and artificial intelligence. In the midst of this technological renaissance, Dr. Eli Morgan, a renowned physicist, was on the verge of a breakthrough that could alter human understanding of time itself. Eli had always been fascinated by the possibility of cryonic suspension, not just as a means to preserve life, but as a doorway to the future. His laboratory, a labyrinth of sleek consoles and shimmering screens, was his sanctuary. It was here that he planned to unveil his latest experiment, a cryonic chamber capable of halting the biological clock indefinitely. The day everything changed began like any other, with Eli tinkering with his machine, adjusting settings, recalibrating temperatures. But as the city hummed outside, an unexpected anomaly presented itself. A distortion in the air, a shimmer that seemed to bend light and sound around it. This was not a result of any machine known to humankind. It was something else entirely. As Eli approached the anomaly, it expanded, opening like an iris of light, revealing a figure stepping through. The being was unmistakably not of this world. She was tall, her skin shimmered like starlight, and her eyes held the depth of black holes, wise and ancient. Her presence was as serene as it was intimidating. "I am Lysara," she announced, her voice a melody that resonated with an otherworldly timbre. "I come from beyond the stars, from a civilization your kind has not yet encountered. We have been watching you, Eli Morgan, for you hold the key to a technology we seek." Eli, though taken aback, felt an inexplicable trust towards this alien visitor. "What do you want from me?" he asked, his voice steady despite the surreal encounter. Lysara stepped closer, her gaze unwavering. "Your experiment with time suspension has potential, but it is limited by your human lifespan. I need you to see the universe, to understand what we are a part of, and for that you must be preserved until the time is right." "And when will that be?" Eli questioned, a mix of fear and fascination gripping him. "In 1,000 years, Lysara replied calmly. "The universe is about to undergo transformations that your current form cannot withstand. But once stabilized, you will awaken to a new age where your knowledge will forge peace between my people and yours." "Why me?" Eli's curiosity overpowered his hesitation. "Because your mind is unbound by the conventions of your time," she explained. "You are ready to leap beyond." Before Eli could process her words further, Lysara produced a device from the folds of her luminescent attire. It was a compact, intricate artifact that hummed with a pulsating light. "This will prepare your body for the long sleep," she said, activating the device. A wave of cold swept through the room, crystallizing the air around Eli. His last conscious thought was a mix of awe and anticipation. As the cold enveloped him, his vision faded, and time seemed to slow to a halt. Outside the lab, the world continued. Days turned into years, and years into centuries, while Eli, frozen in an eternal moment, awaited his future amongst the stars. The city grew around his hidden chamber, oblivious to the man who slept while civilizations rose and fell. Thus began the 1,000-year wait for Eli Morgan, the man who would awaken to become the husband of an alien from the stars, in an era beyond his wildest imaginations. Eli's senses rebooted like an old machine whirring to life after decades of disuse. The chill that had enveloped him dissipated, replaced by a gentle warmth radiating through his veins. His eyelids fluttered open, revealing a world draped in hues of blue and silver. He was no longer in his lab. Instead, he lay in a room carved from translucent material, glowing with an ethereal light. Lysara stood over him, unchanged by the passage of a millennium, her eyes reflecting a galaxy of stars. "You have slept well, Eli Morgan," she said, offering him a hand to help him rise from the cryonic bed. The gravity felt different, lighter, as if every movement carried him slightly off the ground. "Where are we?" Eli asked, his voice rough from disuse. "On my home planet, Orthia," Lysara replied as she led him through the corridors of a structure that seemed to be alive, its walls pulsating gently with light. Orthia was a marvel of cosmic engineering, a planet where nature and technology were indistinguishable. The sky was a canvas of swirling nebulas and dancing auroras, casting an ever-changing landscape of shadows and light across the ground. As they walked, Lysara briefed him on the changes the universe had undergone during his slumber. Empires had risen and fallen, stars had been born and had died, and new alliances had been forged across galaxies. Humanity was now a part of a vast conglomeration of alien civilizations, each contributing to a shared repository of knowledge and culture. Eli's role, as Lysara explained, was crucial. His understanding of temporal physics had evolved in his subconscious while he slept, guided by the subtle programming of the cryonic device. He was now equipped with ideas and theories that could help maintain the fragile peace among the myriad species of the cosmos. They approached a massive structure at the heart of the city, its architecture a blend of flowing organic forms and precise angular cuts. "This is the Conclave of Time," Lysara said, gesturing towards the grand edifice. "Here, leaders of different worlds discuss the fabric of time and space. You are to join them, to offer your insights and lead efforts to stabilize the temporal anomalies that threaten our universe." Eli was overwhelmed, yet invigorated by the responsibility bestowed upon him. He had always dreamed of making a significant contribution to science, but this was beyond his most ambitious aspirations. His first meeting at the conclave was a barrage of alien faces, each unique and intricate in their own right. The discussions were intense, filled with terms and concepts that Eli grasped instinctively, as if his mind had been preparing for this moment all along. As days turned into weeks, Eli found himself at the center of a cosmic dialogue, bridging theories and practices that spanned the universe. His life with Lysara grew profound and intertwined, her presence a constant source of inspiration and comfort. Amidst this new existence, Eli couldn't help but marvel at the turn of events that had brought him here, to a distant world, where he was not just a scientist but a pivotal figure in the grand tapestry of the cosmos. His heart and mind, once frozen in time, were now alive with the possibilities of eternity. Eli delved deeper into his role, his daily life a blend of research and diplomacy. The conclave's chambers, where decisions of cosmic significance were made, became familiar ground. He navigated complex discussions, often acting as the linchpin in debates that spanned light years and eons. One morning, Lysara approached him with a concern. "There have been ripples in the temporal fabric," she explained. Her face was serene, but her voice carried an undertone of urgency. "Somewhere in the galaxy, a civilization is experimenting with temporal technologies recklessly. We must intervene before they cause irreversible damage." Armed with his deep knowledge and the tools provided by Orthian technology, Eli prepared for the mission. He and Lysara boarded a spacecraft designed not just to traverse space, but to manipulate time. The interior was a harmonious blend of technology and aesthetics, with controls that responded to thought and touch alike. Their destination was a distant planet, Taurus 5, known for its ambitious but isolationist society. As they neared the planet, the effects of the temporal experiments became apparent. Time waves, visible distortions in the space around them, pulsed like the beat of a heart, each throb a potential catastrophe. Upon landing, Eli and Lysara were met with suspicion. The Taurians, humanoid but with skin that shimmered like molten metal, were wary of outsiders. It took all of Eli's diplomatic acumen and Lysara's calm presence to negotiate a meeting with their leaders. Inside the Taurian council chamber, a stark contrast to the organic fluidity of Orthian architecture, Eli presented his case. "The fabric of time is delicate, a tapestry woven from the threads of countless lives and events. Your experiments are pulling at these threads, risking not just your own existence, but that of the entire universe." The Taurian scientists, led by their chief Kalis, were initially defensive. "We seek to master time, to bend it to our will," Kalis argued, his voice a blend of pride and stubbornness. Eli countered with both logic and empathy. "To master time is not to dominate it, but to understand its nature," he explained. "Let us help you. Together, we can explore safe ways to achieve your goals without tearing the very fabric we all depend on." The debate lasted hours, with theories and models discussed and dissected. Gradually, the Taurians' resistance softened, their curiosity piqued by Eli's insights and the advanced Orthian technologies he demonstrated. Finally, Kalis conceded, "We will consider your words, Dr. Morgan. Perhaps there is wisdom in your caution." Eli and Lysara left Taurus Fiv with a tentative agreement in place. As their ship slipped back into the temporal stream, Eli looked out at the stars, their light steady and timeless. He felt a kinship with these ancient beacons, a reminder of the enduring nature of the universe and his small but significant place within it. Back on Orthia, news of their successful intervention spread. Eli's reputation as a peacemaker and visionary grew. With each passing day, he found new challenges and new joys, his life a tapestry interwoven with threads of time and space, his heart forever linked to Lysara and the destiny they shared. As the seasons changed on Orthia, the sky shifted in its celestial dance, casting new patterns of light across the planet's surface. Eli found himself more at home in this alien world, his daily routines ingrained with the rhythms of an extraordinary life. One evening, as the twin suns dipped below the horizon, Lysara came to Eli with a serene yet somber expression. "There is an anomaly forming in the Andromeda sector," she said, her voice tinged with concern. "It's unlike anything we've encountered. It seems to be a natural occurrence, but its effects could be catastrophic." Eli immediately set to work, analyzing data and simulations. The anomaly was a rift in time, growing larger and more unstable with each passing moment. If left unchecked, it could unravel the temporal continuity of entire systems. With a team of Orthian scientists and a few volunteers from other worlds, Eli embarked on a mission to the heart of the anomaly. Their ship was equipped with the latest temporal stabilizers, devices capable of weaving and repairing the frayed edges of time. As they approached the rift, the fabric of reality around them shimmered with a kaleidoscope of past and future events, visible echoes of what was and what might be. The crew was silent, each member aware of the gravity of their task. Eli initiated the stabilizers, directing their energy towards the rift. The technology was experimental, a combination of his own theories and Orthian engineering, and as the beams of light pierced the anomaly, time itself seemed to hesitate. Inside the ship, the effects were immediate and disorienting. Visions of potential futures and echoes of forgotten pasts played out around them, scenes from a million might-have-beens flickering into existence. Eli saw versions of himself, an old man teaching young students, a young scientist making his first breakthrough, a child staring up at the stars. Then, with a final surge of power, the rift began to close, the visions dissolving into the ether. The ship trembled as reality settled back into its usual rhythm. The crew breathed a collective sigh of relief. They had mended a tear in the universe. Returning to Orthia, Eli's mind was filled with the images he had seen. The experience had deepened his understanding of the fluid nature of time, and his respect for the delicate balance they were tasked with preserving. Back at the conclave, his report was met with a mix of awe and fear. "What you've done is not just repair, it's creation," one of the elder members said. "You've given us a glimpse into the possibilities of time, not just its dangers, but its profound beauty." As weeks turned into months, Eli's life intertwined even more deeply with the temporal affairs of the universe. He developed new theories, each more daring than the last, about how time could be understood, experienced, and preserved. Amidst his achievements, his relationship with Lysara flourished. Their bond, strengthened by shared purpose and deep affection, became a fixed point in the ever-shifting cosmos. Together, they stood as guardians of time, their love a constant as they faced the mysteries of the universe. Eli's reputation as a temporal physicist had grown immensely, catching the attention of civilizations across the galaxy. He was invited to the Celestial Symposium, a gathering held once every century where the greatest minds in the universe convened to share knowledge and explore new frontiers. The symposium was to be held on Seraphine, a planet renowned for its libraries that floated among the clouds, tethered to the world by beams of light. As Eli and Lysara approached the planet, the sight of the sprawling libraries, shimmering like jewels against the backdrop of the planet's azure skies, left them in awe. Upon their arrival, They were greeted by a host of delegates from various species, each unique in form and thought. The atmosphere was charged with excitement and curiosity. Eli was introduced as the keynote speaker, an honor that filled him with both pride and a sense of responsibility. His presentation focused on his recent work with the temporal rift. Using advanced holographics, he illustrated how time could fracture and the methods to mend these fractures. The audience, composed of beings who could manipulate energy, predict quantum fluctuations, or had lived for millennia, listened intently, their minds open to the revolutionary ideas. During a session break, a delegate from the Zephyrian constellation approached Eli. "Your work suggests that time is more malleable than we have believed," she said, her voice a soft hum that resonated with the wisdom of her years. "Have you considered the ethical implications of manipulating time on such a scale?" Eli nodded, his face thoughtful. "It's a question that weighs heavily on me. Each action we take can ripple through ages, affecting countless lives. We must tread carefully, ensuring our advancements serve the greater good and not just our curiosity or ambition." The discussion sparked a panel debate, with experts delving into the ethical, philosophical, and technical aspects of temporal manipulation. Ideas flowed freely, challenging each other's preconceptions and expanding the boundaries of their understanding. As the symposium continued, Eli found himself at the heart of intense workshops and impromptu discussions under the stars. Lysara, ever supportive, facilitated connections with other experts, her diplomatic skills ensuring that their mission received the support it needed. One evening, under the soft glow of Seraphine's twin moons, Eli and Lysara walked among the floating libraries, now silent and bathed in nocturnal hues. "It's remarkable," Eli mused, "how sharing our knowledge not only enlightens others but also deepens our own understanding." Lysara smiled, squeezing his hand. "It's a reflection of the universe itself, vast, mysterious, and infinitely interconnected. Each discovery leads to new questions, each question a pathway to further discoveries." As the symposium drew to a close, resolutions were made to establish a universal temporal consortium, with Eli as one of its leading members. The consortium would oversee research and ensure that temporal technologies were developed responsibly and ethically. Eli and Lysara left Seraphine with renewed purpose. The connections they had forged and the knowledge they had gained fueled their next projects. As they boarded their spacecraft, the cosmos lay before them, not just as a frontier to be explored, but as a responsibility to be cherished. Together, they set course back to Orthia, their spirits high with anticipation for the challenges and adventures that awaited. As Eli and Lysara journeyed back to Orthia, the galaxy seemed to pulse with a newfound rhythm, a symphony of interconnected timelines harmonizing under the stewardship of the newly formed Universal Temporal Consortium. Eli, now regarded as a vanguard of this frontier, was brimming with theories yet to be tested and policies yet to be implemented. Upon their return, they were greeted with a celebration that reflected the high esteem in which Eli was held. The Orthians, a people who valued time as one of the universe's greatest mysteries, honored him with the Medal of the Continuum, a symbol of his contributions to temporal stability. In the weeks that followed, Eli dedicated himself to the consortium, shaping its foundation and objectives. His first initiative was to launch the Temporal Observatory, a facility that would not only monitor temporal anomalies, but also serve as a hub for training the next generation of temporal scientists. The observatory was a marvel of technology, perched on the edge of a temporal rift that had been stabilized and repurposed as a research site. Here, scholars from across the cosmos gathered, drawn by the promise of understanding the deeper nuances of time. Eli's lectures were a blend of rigorous science and philosophical inquiry, challenging his students to think beyond the conventional. Meanwhile, Lysara took on the role of ambassador to the consortium, forging alliances and smoothing over the cultural and ethical concerns that arose with such groundbreaking science. Her ability to empathize with diverse beings made her an invaluable bridge between varied perspectives and Eli's ambitious projects. One day, as Eli stood gazing out from the observatory's viewing platform, he witnessed a phenomenon, a temporal echo, a visible reminder of the universe's delicate fabric. It sparked an idea, a theory that could further unify the understanding of time and space. Excitedly, he gathered his team, outlining a plan to use the echo as a means to enhance the temporal network, potentially allowing them to forecast and prevent anomalies before they occurred. The project was ambitious, requiring the collaboration of numerous civilizations and the integration of multiple technologies. As they worked, Eli's leadership and vision inspired all involved. The echo was not just a scientific phenomenon, but a symbol of their collective endeavor. Months passed as the project neared completion. The network was activated during a gathering of the consortium, with representatives watching, breathless with anticipation. As the systems came online, the temporal echo stabilized into a clear, steady pulse. Cheers erupted through the observatory. Eli's theory was a success, a testament to the potential of unity and diversity. As peace and understanding spread through the temporal realms, Eli found a moment of quiet with Lysara, looking out into the vastness of space. "We've done something remarkable," he said, a note of awe in his voice. Lysara nodded, her hand in his. "We've woven a tapestry of time, each thread strengthened by the other. It's beautiful." Their lives continued, rich with exploration and discovery, guided by the belief that time was not a barrier, but a bridge. As Eli looked to the future, he saw not an endpoint, but a continuing path of growth and curiosity, his journey with Lysara a constant in the ever-evolving universe. Thus, Eli Morgan's tale wove through the fabric of the cosmos, a narrative thread among many in the grand, ongoing symphony of time.